I moved to Australia when I was freshly 17, and there were so many things that I didn't expect at all. Things you absolutely need to know before you move to Australia. Some of these made me go through very uncomfortable situations, and I wished I knew beforehand that this is how life was in Australia. Without any ado, let's dive into it. Number 1, there may not be as many people as you think. I landed in Brisbane on August 7th, 2015 in search for the Australian dream. I went to the CBD to face the monster to actually see how everything was, and my first thought was, where the hell is everyone? And I didn't really know this, so Australia is a huge country, but there's a very tiny population. According to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, the population is only 26 million. In the main cities, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane and Perth, their population actually varies. There's 5.4 million in Sydney, 5 million in Melbourne, 2.28 in Brisbane, 1.98 in Perth, and the rest just scatters around Australia. So the place is huge and the population is really tiny as well, so the density is actually really small too. Now very quickly, this obviously has its perks. There's less traffic depending on the place, but most importantly, when you're catching public transport, you would always be sitting down, and I find that a huge advantage. Compared to Colombia, well, let's just say that doesn't happen very often. Now, also something that I didn't really know is that the trading hours are really short. And this is so unfortunate. I don't really understand why. I'm thinking, is it because when there's less people going out, like shopping and everything, there's less chances of crime? Or is it because there's less energy being wasted, so they're trying to reduce the amount of people outside working? I'm not sure, but I'm really curious to see why. If you're Australian, please let me know in the comments why you think this is the case. I have no clue why. During my first few days in Brisbane, I was so excited to, go late at night and do some shopping or stuff like that, but that didn't really happen at all. All the shopping centers and most of the stores are closed by 5 p.m. You would never see anything open past 6 or 7, at least throughout the week. On Thursday nights, the trading hours are actually a bit longer, but I'm not sure if you can do much on a Thursday night. Now, I need to talk about flies in Australia. I just have to. Flies in Australia are mad. You're walking around normally, and if one fly is near you, be prepared to bear with it for a solid 10 minutes. They just won't stay off your face for not even 1 second. You can wave as much as you can, but it's going to be impossible to get them off from you. Now, Aussie Slang. Fun fact, did you know that slang is a slang for short language? What the fuck? I didn't know that. Not sure if this is true, but when I first heard of it, it blew in my mind. Hopefully I blew yours as well. Aussie slang has to be the pinnacle of most confusing slang in the English language. To give you a few examples, smoko, garbo, bodolo, avo. What is this? After some proper courses and classes on Skillshare, I found this actually means I break the smoke, the person who picks the garbage, liquor store, and afternoon. What the actual hell? Now, the wildlife is not as wild as you may think. You only see giant cockroaches every 2 weeks, and you have extremely venomous snakes every now and then, but nothing to worry about. I'm just kidding. This is probably the biggest myth in Australia, that there's so many animals everywhere that you flush the toilet and you actually see spiders coming up over the toilet. The reality is that occasionally you find really big insects, but as long as you live in fairly open areas, from experience, you won't see any snakes. I've been in Australia for 7 years almost, and I'm still due to see a snake. Something that you do see a lot is possums and bats and tons of birds. Kangaroos are also very easy to find, but again, not really in urban areas. Beware of the sun. Australia is a very humid place. It feels like you're in a Turkish sauna, so when it's hot, it's damn hot. The sun will literally hit your skin and it feels like you're actually burning. The sun in Australia actually hits really hard, and I've heard a couple of people saying that there's an ozone hole in Australia or something, that's why the sun actually hits really hard. But yeah, just be really careful. It definitely hits your skin really bad. And finally, everything is on the left. You might not know that in Australia, people are driving on the left hand side of the road. I didn't know this when I first came to Australia. But that is not just it. They also walk on the left hand side of the road, and I think they even hang stuff in the opposite way. I feel like it might be an actual inside thing in their minds that, because you're walking on the left hand side, then there's a way to do things in a particular way. But maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm going crazy. That's it for today. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe so you can help this channel grow. If you have any comments, please let me know so I can actually improve myself and put better content out. And I'll see you next time.